Hello, everyone. Welcome to the potentially final match of the Galactic Pod Racing Circuit for 2022. I'm Game Jacker, joined by Yam, and we have for the grand final match, who's going to bask in the glory of the championship, a match between the two new guards of this game, and Domirae and Goofbrush.
Indeed, very excited. Huge match. Beautiful Tuesday afternoon for pod racing. We got German stream going, we got the French stream going, everyone around the world tuning in. Very exciting.
Yes, so
we're going to be starting on Aquilaris Classic.
which is a classic track in the tournament too.
Yep, interesting first pick here for both of them, because this on paper is a track that I would say benefits Dom being the full track king. But they've decided on they're both comfortable, so we'll see how it goes for them.
Okay. Both players are ready. Here we go. The start of the potentially final match of the tournament.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty wild. This is these are the final two. Mini event entered, and it's just Dom and Goof left. Dom so far is undefeated as we're getting started here. I'll go ahead and do the sync.
About 2 seconds off. Oh man, they're really close.
Yeah, this is nerves notwithstanding, they should be racing really clean here. We should be seeing top quality stuff here. Dom does hold the record on this track by a small margin. Well, actually, a large margin compared to the next racer, but he's been slowly whittling that down. Oh man, that's terrible for Dom. That was a huge bonk. He lost probably 50 speed there. Yeah, that's gonna.
But I mean, in tournament, anything can happen.
So yeah, just with that bonk, it's a small thing, but this is now absolutely Goof's race to lose.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a best 13 match, so we could be in for a long one here.
Yeah. Agree. Oh, now Goof took a bonk, not quite as bad as Dom. Now they're about even again since Dom had clawed back a little bit.
Yeah, Goof did not lose as much speed on his bonk as Dom did, but his lap 2 was a little bit worse than Dom's in terms of his lines. And you're still seeing Goof with a bit of a lead, but Dom is gaining on him.
Okay. Both are hitting with Clegg. Both are hitting with Clegg. And here we go, the final. This should be exciting. Final figure 8.
I think Goof has this, though Dom has better heat usage.
Goof takes it by 0.08 of a second.
Wow, that was a tiny margin.
That's Dom, not 0.08. That is 0.08. 0.08. Yeah. Oh my god. What a crazy start to the match.
Wow. Yeah, that was crazy. Dom really came back there on lap 3 with better heat usage, better lines, and nearly managed to take it there.
Okay, now we're getting into the permaban stage.
Yep. Another interesting thing to note here is that if Goof wins this match, wins this best of 13 match, that will actually send us to a second round of grand finals because Dom so far is undefeated in the winner's bracket, and Goof, having lost to King Bean Dip, has had to claw his way back up from the loser's bracket. So Goof has he's got a lot of work ahead of him here.
Yeah. We have the permabans coming in. We have Domirae banning Bunta Train and Malice Star 100. And Goofbrush banning Fire Mountain Rally and Bunta Classic. First temp ban coming in is Bull's Roar.
Yep, interesting permit bans here. A little surprised to see Dom
Gateway
ban
temp ban
M100.
from Goofbrush. Are we going to see a no upgrade force from Domirae right off the bat?
I would, yeah, I consider that a strong possibility. I mean, Dom, I mean, we know this. Dom has a huge advantage, or not a huge advantage, but he feels good on just normal full track picks, and he's picking Baru Coast, full track.
Yeah. So we're probably going to see a Ben Mir.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Dom is extremely strong on these normal full track courses, and also no upgrades. Whereas Goof, we're going to be expecting from him this match on his picks some pretty crazy stuff, some wild skips. The unexpected is what to expect from Goof. And in response to chat, yeah, the Bunta training course ban is it's one that I think both players are likely to want to ban just because it's a track where kind of anything can happen. It's sort of like Mongaza Speedway in that respect. One death can decide it, and the skip can go, any number of ways depending on just how it's going for whoever's racing on it.
Yeah. I see what you did there, Digital. Buckle up, boys. This one's gonna hurt.
But yeah, so as it is, I'd say Dom has a slight advantage here, but Goof is no slouch on Baru Coast. And I would expect him, if he does not crash, to put up a very strong time as well.
Agree.
And yeah, Goof taking Aquilaris is really interesting because that's like Dom's favorite track, and I don't think Goof was necessarily expecting to win there. So his game plan that he had coming in is probably altered by the fact that that he's won this first track. It's probably unexpected for him, I think.
Yeah, I think he already admitted it was unexpected for him.
Goof looks like just taking some final moments for preparation, adjusting his traction or FPS perhaps, and looks like he's ready. So
there we go.
All right. I'll bet for the second. Looks like Dom's 2 seconds ahead again.
Oh my god, I'm amazed Goofbrush survived that. It was so close to going out of bounds and crashing.
Yeah, they are flying by the seat of their pants here. This is as high level as pod racing gets. And Baroonda Coast, one of the trickiest tracks in the game to perform at a high level.
Particularly with Ben.
Yep. Neither player holding that force boost. Oh!
Uh-oh!
Ouch. Goof taking a very punishing death on that corner. The second half of the track is definitely, I think without question, the hardest thing to do well in the game with Ben. It's just full of corners that if you make the slightest mistake, you will explode and lose lots of time. So with that death, Goof's, yeah, he's going to be 3 or 4 seconds behind easily.
Seven, 8 seconds behind. Ouch.
Wow. Yeah, that hurts.
A lot of difficulty with using Ben in the winding pass here is because you have to use him like much more agile bullseye d'avoir. And this is kind of like, as I like to say, is like trying to use Ben on this track is like trying to use a dragster on a Formula 1 track. Uh-oh, dumb crash.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's going to put Goof right back in this.
Nope.
Oh.
And he cooked the thing. It's in like the same spot that Dom took.
Yep. Unable to capitalize there. These turns are just, they're so deadly. You see people take them and it looks so casual, but every time you're up against those walls, you're extremely close to death. If you don't do the route exactly correctly, you're just going to blow up.
Especially at speed.
Dom
119.
Yeah,
Still
119.
under that with a death. That's insane. Oh no!
Yeah, a sub 120 lap with a death is very good. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, expect to see Dom take this one unless Dom has some sort of lap 3 meltdown here.
Which I don't think is likely. He's known for clawing back. Uh-oh!
He does take a death. He will need to take another one to have Goof back in this though. Yeah, I mean, this is extremely high pressure for both Dom and Goof, so expect to see a lot more small mistakes and sketchy racing. Dom getting the lap 3 boost hold pretty... Oh! Ouch, I was going to say flawlessly and curse him immediately there as he explodes in the city section. He will still take this though. Margin's not large enough.
Dom takes this. Shuffling back and forth already.
Goofbrush says his time was brought to us by the Rats Tyrell Foundation, which seems accurate.
Oh, that is hilarious. And Dom's like, what a sad show. And then Goofbrush said, brought to you by the Rats Tyrell Foundation. I guess that's pretty funny.
So, going back to the permabands for a second, Goof banned FMR and the Boonta Classic, which leaves Gravos Gateway on the table, which is an interesting choice against Dom, who is extremely dominant on that track. Goof temp banning Rats and Domirae temp banning Zugai, and as I say this, Goof is picking
this is why he kept Gravos Gateway on the table. He's forcing skips on it.
Goof is picking Gravos Gateway skips, which is that's insane. I think I know what goofbrush is going to do here. There is an MFG or maximum fall glitch, which is a glitch in this game that allows you to basically gain absurd amounts of height and fly around the track. And I believe that Goof is going to be going for the MFG skip on Gravos here. There are some who refer to it as the bounce glitch. And yeah, this is actually something that Goof and I have theory crafted about a little bit. And you can see this is some highly technical game-breaking stuff here. As Goof is, you see him in practice here, he's going far enough up to the bridge to get his lap progress up to about 10%, which is part of the hypothetical setup for this MFG. And yeah, we see Dom predictably he's going to be going for the full track. He is not going to be attempting any skip shenanigans. And here we see Goof, and that's where the MFG spot is. Goof doesn't get it there in practice on his first attempt, but that's the spot. And if you land in that spot, you will. Well, we'll you know, when it happens, we'll take you through it. All right, there it is. Goof's in the spot. I'm not sure if he'll practice the actual bounce route here in practice or not. We'll see. But for our viewers' sake, basically what's happening while Goof's pod is sitting here is he is gaining downward momentum in a way that you can't see. And he gains so much downward momentum that when it's released, he will bounce off the ground and bounce extremely high in the air, allowing him to fly around. And they're both ready, so I'm going to go ahead and deliver the countdown here.
Oh man, this track is considered the hardest in the game. I think the skips just made it even harder.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting, to say the least. The fact that this is, I think this is basically the world premiere of this skip.
Pretty sure it is. No one has done it in tournament. Dom is just going to play it safe and count his luck with the full track.
Yeah, this hasn't even been done in ILs or anything. And if Goof pulls this off successfully, his expected time of finish is probably around 2 minutes and 40 seconds, possibly even faster. So he has.
Here we go. Is he gonna get it?
Of a margin. He's looking good.
Oh, yeah, here he goes. He gets the point for the fall glitch.
Yeah. So
now we're just going to be waiting for now we're going to be waiting a minute or two while he builds up speed, and then it's going to jump.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of drama here as we stare at Goof's pod. He got into the spot at about 47 seconds, and to get enough height to pull off this skip successfully, he's going to need to be in this spot until about 1 minute and 47 seconds. If he releases before then, he's not going to have enough height. And past that point, he will be in the clear, basically. And it's looking like he's going to have enough time. I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, Goof's good. He's good to launch whenever he wants to here. I'm not sure how long he's going to charge for. I expect him to release it any second here. Yep.
There he goes. He released it.
He's got a good damage pattern, so he's not going to be turning too insanely. And he's got the route. He's got a turn here, and now he's going to spin around in a circle to the right. And there's one lap. There's a second lap. And again, Goof takes this.
Oh my god, 2:13:04. Pretty sure we have a Skips world record with that too. And 3-second lap. What the?
Yeah, that was a great success there for him.
And I'm looking like, considering that his tent ban was Gravos Gateway, I wonder now if he's going to continue tent banning it so Domirae cannot run back his favorite track pretty much.
I am guessing that will be exactly his tactic. So yeah, Dom's going to be very surprised to see that time there, because Dom does not know that this skip even exists. Yeah, and yeah, this is something that I was actually theory crafting with him a little bit, and I think it's actually a fairly sort of consistent skip, to where it's pretty turny viable once you have the route and the spot and your little setup. But to see him pull off like this is it's very awesome. Goof, having won a full 2 minutes and change before Dom, is just admiring his pod in the hangar here. Bullseye did very well for him there.
Let's see the reaction in chat and tournament live. His controller failed. Dom had his controller go wonky on him, and Goofbrush said as a joke in his notes, Anakin Skywalker was slain.
Yeah, Dom having trouble with his controller is unfortunate. I hope that does not continue, but that would not have mattered in this race. Goof has taken this no matter what.
Rolls Roar ban. Gravos Gateway ban. Yep, he's banning Gravos Gateway so he can't run back it.
Yeah, definitely a great strategy. Dom would like nothing more than to force Goof to get his comeuppance on a full track GVG. So yeah, now we're gonna see what Dom has up his sleeve, and he's already made his decision. Excuse me. It's Zaga full track. Temp ban Bulls. So just bin mirror here.
Because I know he temp banned Zaga against Goof prior to doing Gravos Gateway skip, so I'm wondering if he's going to temp ban that against him to avoid a run back on that if he wins on the full track.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. So yeah, this is Dom's comfort zone. This is a pick on which he's this is where he wants to be. He wants to take Goof to just these full track races. And I would expect him to take this unless misfortune befalls him.
Looks like he's tweaking his traction upgrade.
And yeah, Dom has lots of picks, but having GVG out of the pool is going to be pretty bad for him.
Yeah, and having Fire Mats and Boot the Classic isn't good either, since Domirae tends to be has his consistency play better on longer tracks.
Yeah, and I think Dom also, he probably has like a skips pick and a couple new upgrades picks in his back pocket. So it's not just going to be full trek from him, but definitely where he is strongest usually.
So, yeah, we're just waiting on it. So, Dom's ready. Just waiting on Goofbrush. Looks like Goofbrush is trying to, while we're waiting for DM, looks like Goof is trying to look up raising some of his dozer awareness for full trek, since he's not used to doing it.
Alright. Looks like Goof is wanting to verify where the bulldozer is lap 3.
Looks like he's ready for it. We both see him ready, so I'm giving the countdown. Dozer awareness.
Hashtag dozer awareness.
Okay, we should be starting shortly. Here we go. I think this is the main race.
Yeah.
Dom's off. Goof is off.
Alright, sync is in. Close enough.
Already seeing divergence in boost patterns, but I know if we're gonna. Uh-oh, that was bad. And now you're gonna see Dom pull away from Goofbrush a little bit because of the boost pattern. Thought for a second Goofbrush would crash straight into the wall. Neither one did.
Did he bonk, or did he just have an engine fire there? I was watching Dom's stream.
Just an engine fire, no bonk.
Okay. So yeah, that's not too terrible, but it will give Dom a slight edge.
Now that's bad.
Yeah, that I can't say the same for that. That's not so good. Goof remarking, oh, ow.
What the?
Dom
That's
dying.
a worse crash to take than what Goof took.
Yeah, so there's a lot of irony here, because Goof was remarking before the match, before the race, that spot that Dom just died in was cursed for him. And Goof proceeded to die before it, but then Dom died on the cursed Goof spot. So, all that is to say, they're about neck and neck now. Dom ahead by about three quarters of a second, but that's not too much on Zaga.
No. And now the dozer pair is going to be a little out of whack for both of them due to crashing.
Yeah, this is going to be tricky. Especially lap 3, coming out of this section, the dozer. Basically, if you're on close to world record pace, the bulldozer will be in such a spot where you have to avoid it by taking a specific route. As Dom almost clips out or explodes there, just barely avoided that. Oh! Goof died.
Uh-oh!
That's bad. Oh.
That was a bad bonk. Goof took insult to injury.
Yeah. That was...
Insult to injury. Losing it on the hill climb.
Yeah, those were pretty bad mistakes from Goof. They're going to cost him a lot. He's probably going to be, you know, maybe 8 seconds behind here. Yeah, looks like about 7 seconds.
8 seconds exact. Yeah, it was a 125 versus a 133.
So, Dom will have a little bit of trouble with the dozer lap 3 here, but so will Goofbrush. We're going to need to see a pretty bad mistake from Dom, besides the dozer, for Goof to be back in this. Both players with good tunnels lap 3 though. Ooh, Dom taking that risky route through that cursed curve, but he escapes unscathed this time. So here's the dozer, and Dom negotiates it just fine. He makes it out without dying. So he will comfortably take this one.
And Goofbrush crashes into the dozer. Well, 15 seconds behind, pretty much. Tied 2-2.
Yep. Dom expressing some frustration that the ceiling killed him as it did in that tube there. But I think his route there was pretty sketchy. I was personally not too surprised to see him die in that way.
Yeah, he said ceiling swallowed me.
So we got Goose Pick again. It's time to see if he's going to break out something equally insane, or if he's going to go for something a little more standard for his next pick. Goof Timpans Ben, which means that we're probably gonna see something off meta, most likely.
Ban Zaga.
And Goof will be taking
Inferno
us to
skips.
Inferno skips, indeed. This is gonna be interesting. I've seen Goof express some preference for Neva Key here, despite the normal Mars, sometimes bullseye meta.
Uh,
Dom's going with Mars / Jinriso. Let's see what traction Goof goes with here. It's going down to R20. Makes me think we'll see Mars. Yeah.
if he's going with Mars, probably a safer bet with this situation.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, Neva might be his like off meta pick if Mars is banned, which would make more sense. So
Maybe see.
So this is a pretty crazy skip, but it's more standard than that GVG skips at least. This is a skip that most players have some familiarity with, especially Dom. Dom's definitely done this many times before. So it's not exactly standard, but it's something that we're more familiar with. And both players looking solid in practice. Goof is going for the fast lap strategy, which involves doing a sort of a full 360 on the ceiling, which is quite tricky to pull off, especially in a tournament. Whereas Dom's going for a more safe route practice here.
Oh, Dom attempted it too. Okay, both are ready.
Yeah, if anyone pulled off the fast lap strat, that would be an easy tourney PB. Or tourney record, rather.
Looks like both are trying to go for it.
Yeah, Goof doing it in practice there, but missing or not getting the lap to count, so. All right, and we should see him any second now. I probably will not attempt to sync this one because it's going to go by super fast.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Did sync it there. Yeah, Goof 2 seconds behind on the first lap. Will Dom go for the quick lap? No. Goof tries to go for it.
No!
Yeah.
We have a break serve for the first time in the tournament. Break serve for the first time in the match, I meant to say.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty huge from Dom. Now the things have equalized, and he probably has the advantage now. And Goof was, I think, correct to go for that fast lap strategy because he was behind. But it did not pay off for
him. Goofbrush seems to be cursed with this skip in the tournament this year.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough skip. I hesitate to use the word inconsistent, but that is sort of what it comes down to. It's something that can get you if you don't have everything just perfectly. So. On any track that's that short, there's just so much that can go wrong. One bonk becomes huge.
Abyss skips. Going.
Yeah, going straight into it. We had another Ben temp ban, Dom temp banning Zaga for interesting reasons, and then Goof going straight for Abyss skips. So very similar pick to last track. This is one that I think I would have picked before Inferno if I was going against Dom, because Dom sort of notoriously isn't the fastest Abyss skipper. He knows how to do the skip for sure, but he does not have a particularly amazing time on it. And Goof looking super comfortable in warm-ups here. It's definitely funny for any sort of casual viewers or pod racers out there, seeing how broken this track is.
Oh yeah, and this one got busted pretty early on in the game's speedrunning history.
Yeah, I mean, again, with a track this short, it's tough to gauge based on warm-ups, but Goof is looking pretty good here, and Dom's not looking too good.
This is kind of also blink it and you'll miss it kind of thing.
Yeah, short track. Probably another non-sinker. Alright, well, pretty close. Let's see how Dom does here. Gets the climb. Alright, Dom's first lap.
Already can tell that he's a little less comfortable on it then.
Yeah, Goof's second lap much faster there. And looking pretty clean going to the third lap. Yeah, not the fastest from Goof, but he'll easily take it, especially now that Dom falls off. So yeah, not amazing, but more than enough to get it done from Dom there. I mean, excuse me, from Goof.
Tied 3-3 with one break. So if Goofbrush wants to stand a chance, he now has to have Dom break serve, which is really difficult to do.
I'm temp banning Bulls, Goof temp banning Grabvine. I would like to see Dom use a force here. I would like to see him pick maybe some new upgrades or whatever skip he might have prepared. I think you got to use these skips while you still have them, or at least while lots of tracks are still in the pool. Oh, looks like I might have a slight auto issue. Oh, okay.
The Derby skips.
Yep, Dom does it. He picks his prepared skip. And
Goofbrush didn't expect this.
Yeah, so Dom temp banned Bulls going into Doug Derby skips, which I think it might have been a stronger pick if he had banned one of the sort of meta pods for performing the skip. But Dom clearly just thinks he can take this one straight up. This is a skip that's very similar to Abyss, just with slightly different route and a different sort of climb.
This is another one where if you do it well enough, it's one of those blink it and you'll miss it kind of things.
Yeah, you just gotta climb up, and then when you get to the start line, as Goof is here, you just take this little left turn. Goof went a little bit too wide there. He went a little too far on the left part of the track. But if you manage to get behind the start line at just the right spot, then the game thinks you've just completed a whole lap. And I would say both of them are looking a little rocky here. Not perfect in warm-ups.
Yeah, this one could possibly go either way.
Definitely. All these short tracks are they're just so risky.
Short skip tracks. We did pretty much the three. We now have done the 3 shortest skip tracks in a row. That's not a maximum fall glitch.
Yeah. Any second, they should be underway. And here they go.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
Both their climbs looking okay. So are both their turns. Oh, Dom's lap does not count.
Oh, falls into the void!
Oh, this is very bad for him. He's got to backtrack now. That is, I think, the worst outcome you can have when attempting the skip. As Goof finishes his lap 2 already, and this is exactly what Goof needs. Goof falling off there. He's got to make this one. And man, is he looking sketchy on the climb up. But he takes it. Goof takes it.
We have a double break serve. That's the break serve that goofbrush need to be a contender again.
Yep, Goof is right back in it. That's exactly what Goof needed. So, as a reminder, this is first 2-7, best of 13. So we are not out of the woods yet.
We have at least 11 matches given the score total.
Yeah, not remaining, but 11 total at least.
And actually 10 remaining. If Dom gets 4, if it gets 4-4, we're going to have 11, 5-5, 12.
That's about the time in the match if you're racing where you're going to want to, get a drink of water, take a deep breath, because you're pretty far from being out of it. Dom, Timpan's Bulls.
Yeah.
Timpan's GVG again, no surprise. And Dom selecting Bumpy's Breakers Skips. Very interesting.
This skip is like one of the highest, is a true all or nothing. You miss it, and you lose 45 seconds.
Yeah, and Goof actually saying in chat exactly the same thing that was on my mind, that Dom should have considered banning Ben, because what we're doing now is the skips meta on Bumpy's Breakers, which I expect both of these players. I mean, I expect Goof is very comfortable here. I don't think this is something that Dom has the highest probability of winning relative to if he had prepared something off meta.
Yeah. And this track, and because of how dicey the skip is, you can't call it until the final lap.
Yeah, and from talking to Dom last night, I know that he's been messing with some alternate traction frame rates here. So I actually wouldn't be entirely surprised to see Don go for shortest cut as well as the main skip. But we'll see what he actually settles on.
That's like a double-edged sword, literally.
Yeah, and we'll see if Goof does the same thing. No, looks like Goof is doing standard stuff. And yep, there he goes. Dom's doing shortest cut. Yeah, this is something we had talked about last night. Dom mentioned that he was trying out 48 frames per second, which is what I prefer on this track. And he was saying that made shortest cut much easier to do, which I agreed with. And that's been my strategy for a while. So if Dom gets 3 out of 3 and shortest cut every lap, then he should have this. And Goof is actually now at a disadvantage not going for shortest cut. I'm pretty surprised that that Dom picked this. I like it, actually. Usually you don't see Dom going for these super meta kind of skips. All right, countdown is incoming. So yeah, I think Goof is not going to expect that Dom is going for shortest cut. And this is something that the normal skip subtracts 45 seconds, like you said, but shortest cut subtracts another, 3 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds, which, if they get the skip every time, that's impactful. Almost 2 to 3 seconds is what it's going to come down to.
Still, you can't really call it until the final lap.
Yeah, the main thing is both of them need to make this part, which they do. Dom a little sketchily, but he does make it. And with that crash, Dom erases any advantage he might have from doing shortest cut. So he does go for it.
That kind of backfired.
Yeah, I think that probably broke even because he lost some speed on the back half there. So Goof is going to have a large lead here. Yeah, no Bumpy's skips race can be too clean. You don't want to see a too clean Bumpy skips race. Alright, here comes Goof for lap 2. Let's see if he makes it. Looking good. And Dom as well. Makes it cleanly lap 2. Oh, Dom fails the setup for shortest cut.
Who failed the shortcut?
Yeah. Goof failing the shortcut, Dom failing shortest cut. But they both get the decent respawn on the other side of the city. So that was basically, they broke even. There's no real change. Alright, so it all comes down to this. Is Goof gonna make that? Yeah, he's looking clean. So is Dom. Oh, Goof crashes though. Ooh,
we both crash! It's even!
Every time it's... Oh man. Yeah, Goof should take this. Dom does get shortest again.
Taking a little bit more careful.
Yeah, much more clean that lap, but it's not going to be enough.
Can't really call it. Let's see what happens in this hairpin.
Ooh, and
oh, it's necking. It's a nail biter.
Goof's stream is a little bit behind, so I think he still takes this. This is close, though. Oh,
nope,
no,
I think Dom just took it in a whisker.
Oh, my God. Goof just bonked on the very last boost, and that lost him the race, I think.
Tied 4-4. We're getting at least a match 11.
That's brutal. That was just like slightly lackluster execution in the very last part of the third lap by Goof. Yeah, I did not expect that outcome there. So yeah, Dom doing shortest did actually give him the victory there, albeit in a really unexpected way. Man, what a match! And it's maybe like half over. Goof coming out with the Timp Band of Mars. And Dom is Timp Banding Zugga. So the reason Dom keeps Timp Banding Zugga challenge is that Goof knows how to do an MFG skip on Zugga as well, which I don't think Dom has bothered to learn. And Goof will pick Executioner full track here. So we're going to see a meta bend mirror on Executioner, which is a good pick. I think both players, well, I say that. I think both players have practiced on this a decent amount. But if Dom hasn't been practicing Executioner specifically in preparation for this match, and Goof has, then Goof obviously has the advantage on paper. Yeah, this is really a situation where both players are good enough at normal full track that you can't say that Dom has an advantage just because it's full track necessarily.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think Goofbrush actually has the tourney record for the full track here.
Oh yeah, thanks for the pun there, Elfire. Noticing a distinct lack of puns in the chat today so far. So a lot of what this track is going to come down to is how the players do in the tubes here, which Dom is practicing and Goof is coming into. If they're going to take a death, it's going to be almost certainly coming into rather the tube. And both of them certainly looking very solid in warm-ups, which is no surprise.
Yeah.
And I did not see what TFPS they went for, but they're looking pretty similar in terms of handling. You want enough traction here that you can navigate the tube well. But I'm not sure what they prefer here.
I think Dom did like 55, 600.
Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, they're both ready. Countdown is coming in. Boy dampener on the track for both players, giving them a little bit of a better starting position.
I think he also takes out one of the rocks too.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put the sync in here. It's like Dom's quite a bit ahead this time. Pretty good.
Looks like Dom has a slight lead. Catches fire. Kind of backfired though because it didn't get the heel right away. Still, nail-bitingly close.
Yep, super even. Pretty similar boost patterns. Dom loses that boost there and Goof doesn't. These are just really small optimizations that don't end up mattering as much as a bonk or something, but they can add up.
Hard to tell who is in the lead. 117, off by just 2/10 of a second.
Yeah, and I think that's a pretty real lead because their heat was pretty similar going into the into there. And if I'm not mistaken, Goof might have underheated just a little bit there on that downhill.
I think he did too. Looks like deliberately catching on fire is meta for this track now on that portion.
Yeah, they definitely want to reach absolute max heat before going into the tube to get the most use out of the tube.
Oh no! Dom crashes on the door!
Ooh, that's brutal. I didn't see exactly how he died there, but I assume he just barely clipped the edge of the door. Yeah, that rotating
That door
is,
can just clip you so easily.
yeah, it's super annoying. It's like akin to the tent on End of Cream. It's just a
no!
Man. That's oh man, Dom has gotta be kicking himself right now. That death was somewhat freakish, I think. Did you see exactly how that one happened?
I think he might have boosted for too long and crashed with the shock of exiting the fast speed. Because I've had that happen a few times when I was playing on Executioner back in the day.
Yeah, you can sometimes, if you exit the tube just not quite correctly, then it can just instantly explode you. It's pretty rare, and Dom, I'm sure he knows how to avoid it, but he got by it there. Whereas Goof is having himself a very, very clean race. He didn't get that boost hold on lap 3 there, but despite that...
No, he crashed into the door again!
Yeah, with 2 deaths and now 3, Dom's just... He's got no shot. This is going to be an extremely good time for goofbrush, though.
Oh, it just fell apart for Dom. 348.352.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if that was not a tourney record. So for context, the world record is 347.352.
Oh man, I love what Dom just said for his run. He said, "quote I got executed."
Yeah, he got very, very much executed. So Goof was exactly 1.000 seconds off world record there. And Goof commenting in chat that he's not just a gimmick. He's not just a skips player, which I think he can absolutely easily claim that. That's a fantastic time.
Another pun in chat. Lack of proper execution leads to execution on executioner.
Yep. That's what it comes down to. Execution. Whether it's death or playing well or whatever.
Here we go. Domirae bringing out one of his big guns. Spice Mine runs no upgrades with Bull's band, so we're seeing a no upgrade Benmir.
Yep. This is vintage, classic Domirae. This is the epitome of a Dom pick.
Now we have to make sure we have to. Ooh, this threw goofbrush off.
Yeah, Goof commenting that he meant to practice this, which, you know, I think lots of people could see this as a potential pick for this match, but yeah, in Dom's words, this pick by him comes down to whether you know the boost patterns. There's specific boost patterns that, if you do them correctly, are going to give you a decent advantage on this track. And both players good on upgrade.
I think Goof thinks his game's gonna crash, so I think he's restarting his game.
Yeah, just a little bit of technical difficulties here. It wouldn't be a long pod racing match without a nice game crash.
Yeah. Okay, looks like he managed. I'm glad he decided to do it beforehand, because this being a no upgrades run, it's probably going to take around about 5 minutes with Ben.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Grab your popcorn, go get some more water, strap in. This is going to be a big one. And yeah, this is what Dom loves, and this is just where you get to show your fundamentals, your good lines, your good heat patterns. 5 minutes. And that's all stuff Dom loves to do. Both players are ready. Countdown coming in. Any moment. I undid the sync there, so this is Dom's actual start. And we should see Goofs coming in momentarily.
Normally, I would say the Dozer would be in a precarious spot in this track on the final lap, but because it's no upgrades, that completely changes everything.
Yeah, I can't say I have any idea where the minecart ends up and no upgrades. I will say the players will be going slow enough that they might be able to see it coming. All right, I think our sync is pretty good here. And they're off. We're seeing some deviation in those boost patterns we were talking about with Goof boosting a little early, managing to avoid the minecart there. So at least lap 1, Goof avoids peril.
With no upgrades, every bonk is really costly, even if it's slight, because of how sluggish your acceleration is, particularly if no upgrade Ben.
Yeah, your base speed is essential to no upgrades, which means, yeah, not bonking, maintaining throttle, even nose down matters somewhat in terms of your acceleration. And we already see that
Goofbrush
somehow...
lost a few units because of letting go of the accelerator too long.
Yeah, every bit of off throttle kind of punishes you and no upgrades. And so Dom will end lap 1 with like a 4 speed unit advantage, which is, you know, not insignificant. And yeah, we're on Spice. See Goof taking the same boost pattern lap 2, so he's going to have plenty of time to see the minecart there. And I think Dom's minecart was in a different position, which means he must have waited out the cutscene too. If you wait through the intro cutscene on this track, then the minecart is already set in motion. So you can sort of you have a degree of control over where it is on each lap, depending on whether you wait through that cutscene or not.
Same thing with the Dozer.
Yep. Yep, we see Goof tapping that off throttle there, which is losing him speed, and at the end of lap 2, Dom looks like he had about a 2 to 3 speed advantage. And Goof had a faster second lap there, but the time is deceiving because Goof's heat was way higher through the finish line than Dom's was. And yeah, Dom's still working with like a 2 to 3 speed advantage. So I would estimate, and it's pretty rough guessing here because the heat is different, but I would estimate that Dom's about a second ahead.
Yeah, same here.
Both players avoid the cart successfully. And yeah, Dom's ahead. It's going to be close, but he is ahead.
Yeah, all those lines and boost patterns are really showing here on the final lap as we're going into the final parts. Both should be boosting a little bit at the end to maintain their heat.
Yeah, I was a little worried for Dom here. His heat was looking a bit low going into this figure 8, but we'll see if that ends up. And Goof's
There we go.
gonna...
Goof is going to tap out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's brutal. Goof just overheats a little bit early, and Dom ends up taking it by about a second.
Yeah, we're tied 5-5.
So yeah, that's like classic no upgrades pick. Like it literally came down there. Like neither player bonked. It just came down to heat usage and throttle usage. And it's just these tiny little advantages that add up over the course of the race.
Yeah.
So yeah, tied 5-5. First to 7 is the winner. So we could be seeing a race 13.
Yeah. Most matches don't even get this close. Okay. We have a throwaway ban with Rex Terrell. Zugga. Let's see what he's doing. Uh-oh, did Goofbrush exhaust his options?
Goof is known for pretty meticulously preparing his plans, but yeah, this is decision time where you've got to whittle those potential picks down and say which is my best one. What are the 2 maps I can pick to clinch this match? Let me think. I guess I wouldn't be surprised to see Goof maybe salty run back Bumpy's breaker skips. Perhaps like an off meta Bumpy skips.
Running back Baru Coast with skips. Ooh, he's going to try to do a maximum fall gush on Baru Coast now.
Yeah, Goof is going big or going home. He is going for another MFG skip on Baru Coast. And this one is known prior to this match. I think I'm the only one that has a time posted for this. But some other players have tried to do it as well. And yeah, we already saw the one MFG skip on GVG, so we don't need to do quite as much explaining, but there's just a similar spot on Baru Coast where you can land your pod and get stuck and get into an MFG state and then fly around and complete a couple laps. I'd say this one is quite a bit more difficult to pull off than GVG.
Yeah, Goof does not have much confidence with it. He's saying this is going to end horribly.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. I want to see more confidence out of him because I think he can pull this off. If anyone can pull this off in this spot, it's going to be him. And yeah, I know he's been practicing this. This is something we were talking about just a little bit. And Dom is undoubtedly just going to go for full track here. So for the setup here, you're going to see Goof. He's going to come onto the beach. And he's going to reach this point and then turn around to his left. And he's going to go past this dune and then flip off of this other dune. Yeah, he did not get the height there. So his objective is to fly off that dune and launch to the top of the fence area that's like to the left when you come onto the beach. And getting the launch is pretty tricky.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so let's see him go for it again here. He's clearly got a setup. Like, he's got He's got to set up for how to do this. And looking pretty good there. Yep, that's it. So if you can do that, this is going to be an easy dub for him.
Here we go. Match race 11.
And I guess the other issue with this one is even if you get into the spot just right, like Goof did there, the route in midair once you're flying around is definitely more difficult than the one on Gravos Gateway.
I like how Goofbrush just sent chat. Can you die 5 times to give me some space, please?
Yeah, and along with being harder to pull off in the air, this one also does not save as much time as GVG, so there's probably 20 seconds of mistakes that Goof has to work with. If he does this optimally, he will finish about 20 seconds before dawn. So not a whole lot of room for error.
No, not at all. Here he goes. We're going for it.
And he's looking pretty clean on the setup. Oh, it does not get the height. He's going to have to turn around.
Oh, no!
I'd say he's got like 2 or 3 more shots at this. Looking good, okay.
Oh, he gets it!
Alright, I'll go and in the sync on Goof's stream as we wait for him. So similar sort of GVG, Goof's going to need about a minute of charge to pull this off. And I actually missed when exactly he landed in the spot, but I think he's on 60 FPS, so he should be able to launch whenever he wants to.
Everyone else the back view just to kill time while we're waiting for Dom.
Alright, expect to see Goof launch in the next 5 to 10 seconds. And
there he goes. Not a bad damage pattern.
Yep, so you gotta watch the mini-map here. Goof's gotta stay over the track, and he's gonna fly over this opening section, and now he's gonna just spin in a circle. Or he's gonna get here. Oh no!
No!
Oh, that's brutal.
It's over!
Yeah, Goof did not hit the loading area. He did not hit the area required to load the section of bridge that he needed to fly over.
I think he's forfeiting.
Yeah, he's going to forfeit this one. And that's brutal because he had it. He had it. He was going to win, but he just messed up that midair flying around section. Wow. Yeah, he did win with GVG and MG, and it was pretty sweet. That was definitely the spiciest pick so far, but this was pretty spicy too. And yeah, that's tough. I mean, he was so close. And if he had taken this track, then he would be, I don't want to say guaranteed to win, but he would have a pretty comfortable path to victory. And Dom meanwhile finishing with a great time at 3:51. If he had not died, that would probably be a tourney record easily. So it's now match point Dom. And Goof's pick, of course. But he's also got to win on one of Dom's picks. So tough spot. And as far as what Dom wants to pick, we could see another no upgrades. I don't think we're going to see a skips pick. I think we're either going to see no upgrades or a nice comfy full track. Goof temp banning Ben, Dom temp banning AMR. We'll see what Goof goes for his last pick here.
Is he going to lurch for Zugga?
Zugga skips is now on the table. Or actually,
nope, it isn't.
No,
he exhausted his force points.
Yep, excuse me. That's true. So Goof has no forces. He's got to go full track. He's got options. I mean, Goof's strong on a lot of tracks. We could see, well, we can't see Doug Derby. We could see Betos, perhaps. He could throw it to Mongaza Speedway if he's feeling really risky. Could see Howler, Scrappers. We could see Sebulba's Legacy. Actually, yeah, I think Sebulba's Legacy is a good pick here for Goof. I think with Ben banned, we might see like a Mars Bulls matchup, which might favor Goof playing Mars. But we'll see. My pick for Goof is definitely Sebulba's Legacy here, though.
He exhausted his picks.
He claims to have exhausted his picks. So just gonna wait and see here. We could possibly also see like Ando Prime Centrum with Bulls. That's probably something the Goof is decent at. I still like Sebulba's Legacy more with Ben banned and AMR out of the pool. Scrapper's Run is another possibility. But it's definitely tricky here because Dom basically has every track covered with Bulls. Like he has a time on basically every track where Bulls is second best. So I really think Goof's advantage lies in taking us somewhere where Bulls might not be the second best pod. And Goof is really deliberating here.
Just doesn't know what to do.
And yeah, he's going with SL. So we're going to be seeing Sebulba's legacy. Good pick. And I guess Goof might pick Bulls here, but it doesn't seem like he's practiced this, so. Oh yeah,
Bars
going
Glow
Mars.
from.
There it is.
Oh, we're seeing Jin Reese. Was he going with Bowles? I just
Oh.
see a Bowles from Goof.
Dom. Oh,
Yes.
wow. This is the so.
Oh my god.
This is the opposite of what I predicted. So like in one of my first matches in this tournament against Dom on the group stage, I picked SL with Ben Band, and I went Mars to Dom's Bulls, and I barely lost because I exploded. But now we're seeing Dom go with Mars and Goof go with Bulls. So really interesting here. I mean, the question is Goof going to go with the tunnel strat with Bulls? Dom almost certainly will with Mars because it's quite safe. We see him going for it now. And if Goof can somehow do that same strategy that Dom just did with Mars, if he can do that with Bulls, then that's a huge advantage. But it's super tough. It's super tricky.
Literally going go big or go home here.
So Goof not going with my pick technically, but if he can do this cleanly with Bulls, and he's not going for tunnel strats, so I mean, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough to win. He might still be able to pull it out. Yeah, I really don't know.
He's really going go big or go home, literally. Tournament life on the line. Potentially final match of the tournament.
Like, I'd say this is one of the most sort of uncertain matchups in this game of who's faster. Go ahead and put in the sync here one sec.
Oh, it's off already. Oh boy.
So, yep, here we go. Match point Dom. Ooh, that's a tough start.
Oh.
It's not the worst time to bonk, but no bonk is good.
This is going to be close. 38-39. No! That might have been championship point here.
Yeah, that may have sealed the deal. Dom is going to need to explode in terrible, terrible fashion. Damn, yeah, you hate to see it. That was a pretty brutal death. And again, I'm not even really sure if Goof had the advantage without going for those tunnel strats, but regardless, ooh, insult injury there. They're
Fastest
coming.
pod racer in the galaxy, Domirae.
Yep, Dom takes victory. He is this year's champion officially. I'm attempting to submit the time, but it's it's not working. Yeah, wow, what a match. Goof just barely able to not pull it out there. I'm gonna go ahead and invite them up for interviews. And yeah, that was just Goof was really kind of back against the wall there at the end. Hello.
Hey, GG Goof.
GG.
Welcome and congratulations, Dom. You're the fastest pod racer in the galaxy. And condolences.
Thank you.
Pain.
Ugh.
Yeah, what a match. I mean, that was crazy. Especially just in the last moments there, just running out of picks, back against the wall, didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
That's a tough spot.
From the get-go, my plan was ruined. Because my plan to begin with was to lose on the first track. And then pick Baruko's skips and bait Dom into using his run back really early. And that way I can no longer, I can free up my Grabvine temp ban after I win on it. So yeah, that was my plan. To use up your run back, but it backfired. And I ended up using mine.
Yeah, well, that was very different from how I expected that match to go, mainly with regards to my own ability to do my own picks, because that just didn't happen today. Execution was out the window. There was no consistency there. I don't know what was happening.
I think I got the... sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I hope you weren't having any more controller issues that you alluded to early on.
I only had controller issues on Grabvine, luckily, because all that happened was both times it was a button that refused to not register as doing what I wanted it to do. So the first time was on the shortcut on lap 2. I braked farther down than I wanted to because it just didn't want to let go of the A button for whatever reason. And so it kind of caught me off guard where I was stuck in an awkward place. And so when I went to try to push myself forward, it bounced me off and into the wall. Then I had a bad respawn. And then the second time, I was boosting after that death, and it didn't let go of my thrust. So it boosted me into the wall rather than letting me turn in. So yeah, luckily the rest of it was just me being bad at the game rather than issues with something outside of my control.
Yeah, glad it didn't affect you anymore, because even if your controller working perfectly would not have saved you on GVG there.
No, I wasn't. When I put my comment, I was like, yeah, it wouldn't have mattered, but it would have been at least feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy time, Goof.
Never before seen.
Thanks.
Premiere.
Yeah. Well, thanks to Yam for finding the setup.
There was theory crafting that happened. It was a team effort.
Colluding. Yeah, Grabvine MFG is a bit dicey, but you have so much time to work with.
Yeah.
You can actually fail the MFG, you can charge it all the way up and do it again and still win. So that's pretty crazy. But on Baru Coast, it's if you just make it to lap 3 without a bounce, you'll get a 335 or something.
Yeah. pretty much.
And so like if you die like twice, then full track can definitely catch up. But I just failed it. Like I don't think I've really died there before, which is weird.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if you missed the loading zone or if you just lingered out of bounds for a little too long. But
yeah, I think I'll have to look back, but I think I hit the load zone, but I think I was just out of bounds for too long. I'm not sure.
yeah, that was tough, and that was going to be really interesting too, because even if you had landed it perfectly, that botch first setup was going to make it super close.
Oh yeah. The setup is really hard. The movement of the MFG is really hard, and then finishing the last lap is pretty hard as well. So it's definitely something I probably shouldn't have picked, at least before picking Andobi Mountain Run, which is what I wanted to pick.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I can see how your game plan was a little bit messed up there with, ironically, after winning on Aquilaris, which on paper seems like an advantage, but yeah, there's definitely that was a good game plan you had before that.
Yeah, Dom didn't 234 like I expected him to.
I mean, I had like a really good run outside of the fact that I lost like 250 speed.
Yeah.
So I can't even be mad, but it was on my own. It was my own fault for playing riskier because I assumed you were going to be on top of your game for AQC, and then you also made a mistake. So
Yeah, I think it was the ending heat was really bad.
yeah, it makes sense.
Let's see, what else to talk about? There was so much. That Bumpy's breakers was insane.
Oh god.
It was extremely so close, and the only thing that saved you, Dom, was that you went for shortest cut. All 3 laps.
Swag.
Yeah, lap 2, it definitely did me dirty, but then I failed execution anyways. So like I saved it and then I threw afterwards.
Yeah, a goof, like he just didn't quite have enough heat usage in like the last half of lap 3, and then he bonked just like right before the end, and those two things just sealed it. It was, what was it? It was like 5/10 or something. It was super close.
Yeah, it was really close. I just cannot believe how dirty that Invisible treated me today. Dying 2 out of 3 times on re-entry. One of them was because I had a really low jump, and I was okay with that. But the second one that I died on lap 3, where I just had a clean jump over and it decided it wanted to kill me when I was tilting and turning, I was like, are you serious, game?
Yeah, I think I died once to the Invisible.
I never die that stupid Invisible, but of course, tournament, die twice.
I was getting the skips, but I was messing up a lot. And I think I had the wrong mindset because I was playing really sloppily, but I was like, I'm not gonna like win or lose by such a small margin. It's gonna be like Dom either misses it and I win, or he just gets it and he plays better and he beats me. So I was kind of like I was trying, but like, you know, I was like, after like 2 deaths, I was kind of not paying attention as much as I should have been.
Yeah. That's
Which was
fair.
definitely a throw on my end.
We both had a couple throw picks too. Like I threw Doug Derby skips, you threw Inferno skips.
Oh yeah,
That was crazy because we saw you both break serve, and it was neck and neck all the way until the end, pretty much. So close to the end.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I cannot believe that I actually threw that lap 1 as hard as I did on Doug Derby. Like I don't think I could have wasted more time if I tried to.
Yeah, well, that respawn on like the other side was that's like the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah, I tried to essentially I missed the lap count because I don't think I quite went far enough over the like inbounds area on the right side. So I don't think I overwent out of the 10% region. And then when I tried to turn around and I noticed the lap didn't count, I tried to save it because I was like, oh no, Goof's gonna beat me if I have to do all of this again. And so I tried to circle back around and it did not work.
Right.
It just did not work. Laps 2 and 3 were pretty good though, so it is what it is, I guess.
Did you practice no Ben AMR out of curiosity?
I did when you posted your IL. I haven't practiced it since. I was going to use Mars if I did it though, because I'm not just going to throw bowls into the gutter like that.
Oh, I think I could have won.
Oh,
I think I.
oh my god.
I will say that I am semi-used to using Mars just because of Hundo on AMR. So it's not like I would have been completely blind even if I hadn't practiced it, but I probably would have still been less clean on the canyon than you would have been.
My plan was to use bowls, because I just found him so much easier to use in tournament actually. Because with Mars you have to get fast canyon to make him worth it. While with bowls you can just break to 200 speed. But
That's fair.
I think I would have had a pretty good shot of winning that. So although I'm happy with a 5-7, I think that's pretty decent. I think it could have been a 6-7.
It was a really good match, regardless of the outcome, and future tournaments are going to be pretty wild to think about now that there's just so many more things that people have to learn.
Yeah, everyone's going to have to learn MFGs.
Yeah, we really saw things cracked open in a big way, which was really cool. There's no doubt.
Oh, and Executioner. I'm really happy with my Executioner time.
Oh yeah, that was a really good time.
Yeah,
It was like
exactly 1 second off world record.
wait, what?
Yeah, you were 1 second slower than world record.
Yeah, 1.000.
No, what? No, that's not right. I got a 348, didn't I?
348.3, and I have a 347.3.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Brain melting. But yeah, Dom, you should definitely try out. If you go and look back,
Yeah,
definitely
I will.
copy my strats.
I'll look back at it for sure.
That run was like kind of shaky, but it had a pretty good time, nevertheless.
I had a good first lap, and then everything just fell apart after that. And it started with the doors.
Yeah.
Like, the door just decided it wanted to kill me 2 times.
Yeah, you got door and then you got tubed.
Yep, that was rough. But the first lap, I got a 117.5, so I was like, oh, this is good pace.
Yeah, that's right when you dies, when you think you're doing well.
Yeah, doors definitely like me for some reason, all of a sudden. They always used to hate me, but now I never die.
They liked me for a long period of time, and then today, specifically, they decided they wanted to kill me.
Yeah.
And I kind of figured that one death was going to be too much to recover, so I tried actually pushing myself, and then, of course, I died trying to push myself. So.
Right, yeah.
It's interesting because when I saw you go for the boost out of the tunnel where you're coming out of the tube into the final stretch of Executioner, I noticed that when I was playing back in the day how I repeatedly died holding the boost past the speed boost cutoff.
Oh, in the tube before the doors.
Not the tube before the doors, the tube after the doors. It's the one that's nothing but with the Sarlacc in it. And I've noticed when I hold boost through the tube exit past the fast entry, I often crash. It's like it just shreds you for boosting past the speed zone drop off.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Yeah,
I died on the inside corner trying to take a really, really good line.
Yeah.
That was sad. I had a couple more picks that I was looking forward to doing. I was looking forward to doing either Vengeance, APC, AMR, or SL skips. I had those just kind of sitting there, but I tried doing those picks that I figured would throw you off more than a full track would. Just didn't always go my way.
I practiced Vengeance with Ben and without, and then I practiced SL skips, but I'm kind of shaky on that still. And APC as well.
Yeah. I'm surprised that you forgot to practice the SMR no upgrades, Ben, because that's like I hadn't picked it the entire time this year, but I picked it like 3 times last year.
Yeah, I thought about it like an hour before, but then I started practicing, I think, Executioner instead.
That's
and I never
fair.
got around to it.
Yeah, that one was super close actually. The thing that mostly got you was, I mean, your heat patterns weren't bad. It was you had like some off throttle that left you behind by about like 5 speed at the end.
Yeah, I think worst lines, boost patterns weren't that good. Well, you were okay. I was boost checking a lot, but I don't think that really loses time.
Yeah, I think your lines honestly weren't too far off from one another either.
I can't really outline Dom though.
Yeah, that's true. There was no Betos action today. Was there any reason you'd stayed away from that one?
Full track, I definitely would have gone tentless.
Me too. I just need more practice with the tent stuff if I'm gonna do that again.
Yeah. And then skips wise, I didn't practice tent to tunnel. But maybe next time.
After this year, I think it's safe to see we could see anything next year.
I was sad we didn't go to Executioner skips, actually. I think that would have been a fun one.
Yeah.
Nice and dramatic.
I considered it, but the difference between our PBs, I didn't like it. So I didn't pick it. And I figured you were going to pick it. I figured you were going to do it when you actually banned Mars. I was expecting the Executioner skip when you did full track.
Yeah. I was expecting you to ban 1 and go Mars. That would have been good. I did practice though, but I don't really like using Mars there. I think 1 is just really good.
Yeah, my problem with Mars is that sometimes he really doesn't want to get into that spot to have the off throttle, and when he does that, it's just you don't know if you're gonna have a good time or not.
Yeah.
So I just didn't feel like picking it. What did you think about the bands?
Yeah, so I was about to say that. Went to training course. Definitely wanted to go there. No surprise. And then you banned M100 and then temp banned Suga.
Yeah.
I wasn't practicing the M100 or Suga challenge MFG. Just because I knew you were probably going to ban it or pick it. Yeah, but I probably would have picked it maybe over Baru Coast. I'm not sure.
Yeah, my thing is that I was looking at those and I was like, okay, my M100 full track and yours are close enough that it's not worth even keeping around as a track in general, especially since you could always pick the MFG and just beat me. Because I just am not good at that one.
Now that the tournament's over, I think you definitely would have wiped me on M100 full track. But yeah, just haven't really practiced it much.
That's fair.
But I did have M100 no Neva skips and Zoga Challenge no ban skips. So, because I thought you were gonna try and do that, like pick Zoga Challenge MFG and then ban Ben.
I tried learning the Zuga Challenge MFG, both of them, and I was just like, this isn't going to happen in time for tournament, so I just didn't. I figured it'd be better to save the full track for myself, because I know you hate that full track.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I should definitely practice Zuga Challenge full track, and then I was like, you know what, I could just not do that.
I'm still really kind of mad that I practiced my setup for avoiding the ceiling death, and I mistimed my repressive slide in, so it killed me.
Yeah, I actually forgot how to avoid that completely.
I did it perfectly fine on 2 and 3, just lap 1.
I just
execute
doing like the foolproof go super wide thing.
Yeah,
which worked. and then you were doing the fancy untilt retilt. And you
There's like there's like both a slide setup and a tilt setup for avoiding the ceiling death going uphill initially if you want to go on the inside curve. And I was doing this both. I was trying to do the slide setup on lap 1. And I messed it up. So
I think the best strat there is to use it as a death, intentional death, and just boost into it.
there you go.
Yeah. Crash
Strat. It
Just
saves
DNF yourself by dying on it every lap, you know?
It saves around 1 to 2 seconds.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Totally.
But yeah, wow, what a match. Glad we got as many matches as we did, as many races.
Yeah. I was scared this was gonna go 7-0.
There was never a chance of that with your skips, man. I had no shot. And you did well on the other stuff on the whole. That's for sure.
Yeah. Good races.
Hopefully
Sad
the next match we have, we can both do a little bit better on the execution side of things.
Mm-hmm. I'm sad it isn't going to grander finals, but I'm also glad that this isn't a stress anymore.
That's fair.
Nice to take a breather for sure. So you're not the only one feeling that way.
Yeah, I'll probably check out your strats for a couple things, and then I'll take my couple weeks to a month off that I said I was gonna take. So we'll see what happens.
All right.
Well, GG again.
Yeah.
Yep. Very well played. Super entertaining. Great finals. And I guess we can start thanking folks. Thanks to SpeedGaming for hosting this whole tournament. It's been great having you guys help and hosting. It's been very nice. Draco, thanks for commentating not only this match but so many other matches in the tournament. Let's see who else. Lightning Pirate doing all the highlights and everything like that. And also just all the organizers in general. Everyone who competed, thanks. And I thank everyone for watching too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. I look forward to seeing all of you next year.
Thanks to all the other commentators too, Andy Panther and Nim and the Cylinder holding it down on the German and French cast.
Yeah, big shout outs to all the other commentators. Glad we could have such a full cast.
Yeah, it's been really nice, and I'm sure we'll see most of these people next year's tournament too. Whatever form that takes, whether there's a smaller one in the meantime or something like that. It's always great to see new faces and everything. So.
Yep.
And I guess that's all I got. If you guys have anything else.
Yeah, it's really fun. I'm glad I could go so far in my first real tournament, I guess.
Yeah. I'm happy that I was able to close it out this year, unlike last year. I mean, obviously Ace was a beast last year, and I can't really complain about having lost, because I think I lost either 7-5 or 7-4 last year, so... I'm just happy that I was able to close it out this year. I was a little stressed.
7-4, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just a little stressed, because I know Goof that you're obviously an incredible player, so it wouldn't have been too shocking if I found a way to lose that grand and then been forced into the corner of being on loser's side with you.
Would have been something.
Yeah, but now that I have one win, you'll probably find a way to win sometime in the future, whether it be the next year or sometime after that. So I look forward to all of that. And in the meantime, we're going to just have to continue finding more ways to go faster, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Next year I will Fire Mountain Rally MFG.
There you go. Get on that log somehow, Goof.
Yes.
Well, all right. I think that probably does us here. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, may the force be with you.
Good luck, everyone. May the force be with you. Thank you for participating in the tournament. Good luck, everyone. Have a nice day.